Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm sure all of you have heard the term diabetes. What you probably don't know is that it claims a lot more lives than you think. There is no cure for it yet, but they're working on that. And there's two types, type 1, type 2, but it is a disease that you can manage. And joining me today, someone who's been here before. This is Denise Nicastro, who's Development Director for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. Welcome back.
Thank
Very nice
you.
to have you here. It always strikes me, and I remember this the last time that you were in, that everybody hears diabetes, and they don't really understand it. I mentioned to Denise before we went on that a friend who had it, and all we knew is that he needed soda or he needed a candy bar once in a while, and never quite understood it. So there's a bit of a misunderstanding about it, and but it is pretty prevalent, isn't it?
It is. Well, type 2 is more prevalent than type 1. So,
Right.
and I'm at JDRF, we're really focused on research for finding a cure for type 1 diabetes, which is the autoimmune version of diabetes. But so when you're talking about your friend, when he would need sugar or something, it's because his blood sugar would go so low that he would need something to bring it back up so that he
Yes,
wouldn't
right.
like drop into a coma or something.
Coma,
Yeah.
yes. Now, I do want our audience to understand the difference between type 1 and type 2. So give me a quick look at that.
Well, with type 1 diabetes, there's nothing that you could do to prevent it, unlike type 2 diabetes, which is preventable. So it's an autoimmune disease that what happens ultimately is your body attacks itself and attacks the pancreas. And what happens is your body no longer produces insulin, which you need. Insulin is kind of
Keep you
used
alive.
as
That's
fuel, right?
Sure.
So,
That's right.
exactly. So when you're going to have, if your body's not producing it, you need to take it and make sure that you're getting it in other ways, so through injections or insulin pumps, et cetera. Whereas with type 2, it's a metabolic disease where you're more inclined to acquire it through your lifestyle, which is your eating, your diet, exercise, if you have family history of it. So, your doctor says, hey, start to watch your sugar, lose some weight, et cetera. So
Yeah, I've heard that, you hear about it being related to obesity a lot, don't you,
Yes.
as type 2. However, an interesting statistic is that you can actually contract this at later stages in life. You're not necessarily born with it, correct?
No.
Yeah, that's very
Type 1 or
interesting.
type 2, yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
right.
we have some adults that we have people in their 60s that are being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. Now, it used to be very complicated if you had diabetes. I'm sure it still is. But, it involved shots every day and things like that. Now, technology has taken us to a point where it helps an individual manage this disease on a daily basis. A lot easier, right?
Oh my goodness, so much easier than it was even 20 years ago. The
Yes.
technology and advances that have been made because of research through fundraising. My daughter, who was diagnosed 3 years ago, she wears an insulin pump and a sensor. The sensor tells her when her blood sugar is too high or too low. It connects to my iPhone, her dad's iPhone, so we're all aware. And then so what she can do is if she knows if she's low, she needs to get some carbs into her body to bring her blood sugar up. Or if she's going high, she's wearing an insulin pump already, she can bolus and give herself more insulin. So she's always receiving a baseline of insulin through the pump that she wears. So it just kind of keeps her blood sugar, which is the most important thing, level and steady. And then that keeps her healthier, ultimately.
Now, her daughter, by the way, is now a sophomore in college. And when I was asking Denise about her, the first thing out of her mouth was, doesn't affect her lifestyle.
No.
Well, actually, that has a lot to do with being a sophomore in college, for sure.
Yes, I still worry.
If any of you can remember those days. But really, that's a kind of advancement that you really would hope for. Now, at the beginning of the segment, I said that there's no cure, but I used the word yet, because you said that to me earlier.
Right.
What kind of advances are they making?
Well, there's, if you visit our website, jdrf.org, there are so many that I could literally spend an hour here.
Is that right? Okay.
And I probably don't even have the right verbiage to be able to tell you specific because I'm not a research scientist. But I can tell you that the most exciting piece of news that our organization has released recently is last fall, in October, the FDA approved the artificial pancreas made by the company Medtronic, which is pretty amazing. It came to market in March, so we've got people in the area living with this, what this is, this artificial pancreas, they call it, which is a closed-loop system. To put it, I guess, in simpler terminology, what it does is it gets to know your body. It works with a sensor. They communicate, and when your blood sugar is starting
High
to
or
go low,
right, sure.
it will stop giving you, it decreases the amount of insulin. So it's really, it's just the stepping stone to so many other awesome things that are going to be coming down the pipeline.
Honest God, Denise, I mean, we're happy to live in this world technology.
Yes.
Very interestingly, and there's an event, there's a week-long event, starts on Thursday the 14th, right here in Saratoga, 14th to the 17th, Thursday through Sunday, at City Center right here in Saratoga. People are flying in from all over the country for two reasons. One, there's a kind of a family. You get the sense of family about people that experience this disease and how it affects them personally and how it affects their families. But there's also a lot of breakthroughs coming down the pike very quickly. So people coming into Saratoga starting the 14th through the 17th. Highlight of those 4 days is the 16th, which is going to be a ride, a bicycle ride. And each participant in the ride, and we're expecting, I think, like 750 people. Is that what you said?
Yes.
But there are individuals out there. In order to participate, you have to individually raise $2,000. All of this money, like 80% of it, is going to Research Foundation. But go to the website. There are individuals there that you can participate by making a donation or volunteer. Give me the website again, Denise.
jdrf.org/ride.
Okay, jdrf.org/ride. And participate, donate, volunteer. And let's find a cure for this disease.
Yes.
Right, boy, wouldn't that be something in our
We
lifetime?
We will.
Yeah, that's what I love about you. You're just, that's what you believe, and I know that's going to
Absolutely.
happen then. Well, Denise, it was very nice to see you again. Thank you
for having
coming
me.
in.
Yes.
And just the best, and stay with it.
I will.
Yeah, I know you will.
Thank you.
Okay, to see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.